Ninjabread Man was developed and released by Data Designs Interactive for the PS2 and PC in 2005, and today we're showing a version ported to the Nintendo Wii in 2007. It is well established that the game started life as a reboot of the Zool franchise, but even the people who made Zool saw the flaws early on and abandoned their licensing deal with Data Designs Interactive. The game finished the development process and released as its own IP, Ninjabread Man, an obvious pun based on Gingerbread Man. Gameplay is a platforming action game where, at least in the game's normal difficulty, you simply try to reach different objective points throughout the map, collecting items which will power a portal and allow you to progress. The game's controls, particularly here on the Wii, are its biggest downfall. While you can slash a sword at an enemy, if you don't waggle the Wii remote just right, it won't register, and even if you do, your limited range might miss an enemy. Using the projectile shuriken throwing stars is much easier, and it even allows a lock-on mechanic. The rest of the controls in the game are a bit of a nightmare, as you're instructed to jump by thrusting the Wii's nunchuck upward. The camera often gets put in weird angles, and for a while we were controlling the camera by pressing the B button to enter the shuriken targeting mode, panning the camera slowly to another point, then pressing the A button to exit the targeting mode. It was absurd. Eventually, we learned that pressing down on the Wii Remote's D-pad allowed the camera to be recentered behind Ninjabread Man, and it was also possible to jump using the Z button on the nunchuck, rather than relying on unpredictable motion controls. Although the game got somewhat easier to control, strange momentum mechanics and awkward camera angles still made the game an exercise in frustration. While the graphics are by no means bad, the game has a limited texture palette and reuses many of the same graphics far too often. Only a handful of models are used and arranged in slightly different ways. The enemies repeat with almost no variety, and while somewhat themed as far as location, the game really consists of only 4 levels. They don't change all that much, allowing for the same assets to be used over and over. So while the quality of the graphics are fair, and the environments are unique to the game world and fun, the variety is extremely limited. The music selection is just as limited as the graphics themselves. The music is reused multiple times across levels, and considering how short the game is overall, this is honestly quite annoying. Considering the short loops the songs are made of, I was pleasantly surprised that I didn't have nightmares of the songs after playing the game, and similar can be said of the sound effects. Thanks to a limited variety of enemies and obstacles throughout the game, the sounds mostly come from your own character, and even then are quite limited. Thankfully, they are fairly dull and don't drive players mad. When I began work on this holiday-themed episode, I thought there would be at least some fun story in Ninjabread Man, but the game lets you down even in that department. When beginning the game, you're thrown into a tutorial, but no reason for who you are, why you exist, or even who the enemies are is included in the game. So I turned to the instruction booklet, but even that has almost no information. It's literally just instructions for playing the game. The only shred of story must be gleaned from the Dangers section of the manual and the back of the game's box. Candyland is under attack. Hordes of snapping cupcakes, angry bees, and jelly monsters have taken over this once sweet and tasty land. Only one man can stop this evil army of monster cakes. He's one tough cookie, a guy that won't crumble under the pressure. Ninjabread Man is here. Since the arrival of the evil Tooth Rotters, Sweet World has become an increasingly dangerous place, so you will need to pay attention to everything that's going on. Worst of all are the Tooth Rotters themselves. There are 4 types of enemy faced by Ninjabread Man. Some can attack from long range, others will quickly run up to Ninjabread Man and try to bite him, and some can fly. However, the Tooth Rotters aren't the only cause of difficulty in the levels. Ninjabread Man will lose a life if he falls completely off the level, but otherwise can cope with long drops, so long as he lands on something. In some places, the Tooth Rotters have put hidden spikes in the ground that rise up and hurt Ninjabread Man, so be careful to avoid these. Sweet World's once beautiful rivers and lakes have been turned into boiling jam. If Ninjabread Man should fall into this horrible stuff, get him out as soon as possible, as he'll keep losing health until he's back on solid ground. And that's all you get. So while Ninjabread Man may not be an affront to my senses when it comes to looking at the game, you soon learn that everything from enemies to graphics to music to even the gameplay itself is repetitive. I'm not much of a baker, but icing this gingerbread man doesn't seem like such a bad idea, because otherwise, Ninjabread Man might ruin your holidays and our story so far. Happy holidays, everybody. Thanks for watching episode number 95 of Our Story So Far TV. Likes, comments, and subscriptions are always appreciated. If you enjoyed the concept of this video, remember there's nearly 100 more episodes for you to binge watch right here. Episode number 96 will be up 1 week from today. Until next time, take care of yourself.